Hey everybody, Chad Wesley Smith here, bringing you part 5 of our 5 pillars to great squatting technique series. Today, I'm joined by USAPL American record holder in the squat, Kristen Dunsmore. Kristen has squatted 172.5 kilos, 381 pounds in the 63 kilo class at 138.8 pounds body weight, or maybe 138.79 pounds body weight. And today we're going to be talking about head position in the squat and upper body action, particularly using your upper back. And these two factors are going to work together a lot. So we've talked about setup, breathing, confidence and speed of descent, foot pressure and knee position, and now finally talking about the head and again using the upper back in the squat. So Kristen's going to go ahead and duck under the bar and get in that good setup position that she knows. And walk out and just set up. So there are a couple different schools of thought with head position. And again, all these cues, I'm trying to give you more principle-based cues here. Not to say that, you know, putting your feet this wide or this narrow or looking here or there are the best way to squat, because there's a lot of great squatters who have different looking squats, and that's fine. But you'll find that almost all of those great squatters are doing something pretty similar to these cues that we're talking about in this series. So this one's going to be in regards to head position. And what I'm looking for here is relatively neutral. It's not to one extreme or the other. It's not looking way up. It's not looking straight down at the ground in front of them, but it's keeping a relatively neutral position from the top of the head down through the back. And the way that I like to think of it is that the head and the shoulders are like a unit. So if you were to imagine that you're wearing a neck brace, and once you pick that head position, if it's slightly up or slightly down or somewhere in between there, all of those are fine, but wherever it is, you want to lock it into position. So as Kristen goes and squats down with that neutral-ish head position and stop in the hole, the next part of things is going to come in here is we're going to take that head and shoulders unit, which again is locked in like she's wearing a neck brace, and we're going to drive it all back up into the bar. So she's going to push into the bar in my hand with her upper back. And what she's trying to do is create even pressure with her feet into the floor and her upper back into the bar. This is going to allow us to maximize both the strength of our legs and back, lower back, as we lift the weight. So going down again. She's going to push the upper back into the bar head as well. The common ways that we're going to see this kind of get screwed up is by athletes with relatively strong backs compared to their legs, so their back tries to take over in the lift, or athletes like Kristen with very, very strong legs who don't actively use the back strength that they have. And that's going to look very similar, no matter either side of things is going to have a similar outcome to it. Kristen's going to squat down, and if she fails to push hard with the back, the hips are going to rise fast, the knees are going to shift backwards, and she's not going to be able to utilize her great leg strength in the squat, and the back and hamstrings are going to try and take over at angles that they are not the most well suited to take over with. So Kristen's got great upper back position in the setup. Head relatively neutral, locked into place like she's wearing a neck brace. A slight upward movement of the head might happen for a lot of people out of the hole, but you don't want to get into an extreme position of really craning the head back, even though that could happen at absolute maximal lifts because it's going to drive some extensor tone, but don't make it a habit. So we've got the head locked in a position. Head and shoulders are like a unit. She goes down. She pushes that whole upper back unit into the bar. And something that I like to do with this, and something that helped this cue really click for me, is during lighter warm-up sets to almost over-exaggerate it to where I would go down and I'd let the bar round me over a little bit so I could really drive almost like I was trying to throw the bar off of my upper back. So this is sort of the last piece to great squatting technique. You know, I've been fortunate enough to be able to travel all around the world coaching hundreds of clinics at this point, and this is one of the things that really seems to be done wrong by a lot of people, ones who want to look way down or ones who want to look way up, and that they fail to utilize their back strength in the squat. So they lose that torso angle and they're not using their legs and and back in synergy. So going through all the points, we had great upper back position for a tight setup, breathing to create the most intra-abdominal circumferential expansion, intra-abdominal pressure as possible, great confidence in the descent of the squat and consistent speed in the descent, good foot pressure and knee position during the descent in the hole and during the first part of the ascent in the squat, and then setting a good head position, utilizing our back strength coming out of the hole so we can use our legs and back both as effectively as possible. Hopefully you learned some good stuff from this series. If you want to learn more from us, check out all our different ebooks. Visit us at juggernautcoaching.com. And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for demonstrating, Kristen.
Get expert program design, video analysis, and guidance for powerlifting and weightlifting, whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced athlete, through Team Juggernaut's